Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most normal ass Carl. To my friend, I have my man JD from Drinks with JD, Planet Sun Films. I'll make sure I got that right. Right? I got my man Just Lex in the building too. Listen, I owe y'all an apology, but then I don't. Listen, I went to the game last week. That's why we didn't pod, right? It was a split-second decision. There was nothing I could do about it. Lex found out literally 10 hours before I went to the game because my man said that he couldn't sell his ticket. He was giving it to me for the free. I bought them all something to eat at that expensive-ass stadium and had a great time because I'm probably not going to go to another Charger game this year. I hate to drive to L.A., right?
Bad luck.
Have we won? No, we won when we played the Browns that one time when it was a little shootout 2 years ago.
I was there.
Yeah, you was there for that one?
It was like 100 points.
Yeah. See, and we won that game. I was there for that one. We beat Oakland, I want to say, in the opening game last year. Like I'm relatively decent luck. But the way they was playing against the Dolphins and the way Brandon Staley's going about doing things, probably not going to go to too many other games. I'm not speaking about the Chargers anymore other than that. I have made a vow, right, and my silence will be felt in the group chat, especially. Absolutely. Oh yeah, that's because you guys catch me on film. I'm charging out at home, but there's a narrative right now that I just be saying wild shit, and I do. Yeah. Right.
Like what about the Chargers?
I'll give you some examples that have recently come up. They don't think Nelly Country Grammar is a classic.
Oh God.
Who?
No, we're not doing it.
We're not gonna deep dive into it, but it's him.
It's not me.
It's him.
It's me, but it's not me.
Another one is I said the Lions were good.
The Lions are awesome.
I said they're good. I'm not gonna deep dive.
This year, last year,
yeah,
they might take the North.
Last 3 years they've been getting better, and their division isn't that great. And I said that in the chat, but I just wasn't gonna argue. I did say it. I brought up everyone's record when I brought it up. The other thing that I said, recent one, is that 24K is like it's not an R&B album. It says pop on the thing. That's what the label submitted. To me, it has like funk ass, some R&B, but I wouldn't call it a true R&B album. That's just some things like that. Yeah. Or if an album comes out and I really like it on first listen, they hate my hype. So now it just be, Carl's starting his shit again. That's I become that.
You gotta let it marinate.
Yeah, that's their thing. They like marinating. I'm not a marinating guy. It's just not for me. You know, some people like A1 sauce. Some people want their shit to marinate. I'll take the A1 every once in a while, just to be closer to the streets.
It depends who it is.
Closer to the streets.
Yeah, it depends who it is.
A1 sauce, I feel like, is associated with somewhat, and Lowry's too, with poverty.
You need to be arrested.
Why?
Huh?
I don't eat A1 sauce. I don't even eat steak, bro. I don't buy meat.
A1 sauce on your beans and rice.
I mean, I eat steak, but I haven't bought meat from a store in like 4 years, maybe 3 years. I don't eat meat during the week, so therefore, if I'm gonna eat meat, it just be fast food on the weekend, real quick.
You're trying to get straight with the Lord.
No, the food. Yes, I want to be straight with the Lord. Okay. Yes, but that's not the reason why. Usually, the foods that are associated with meat to me are pretty bad for you.
Okay,
right. So, like, if I'm like hot dogs, is that like grade A meat to be eaten? No, like I'll eat like hamburger meat, chicken, and stuff like that. But you won't see me eat meatloaf and all that other stuff. So I try to eat more vegetables and stuff during the week. Makes sense. I'll eat protein still, like lentils and peanuts and stuff. So
especially at our age,
absolutely. I just want to be cognizant. Just try it, But there's no like save the animals or nothing like that. Yeah. Anyway, JD, tell us about yourself, bro. Tell us about your pod, what you've been up to, bro. Like let's get into it, man.
Okay. So since the light's on me, I want to start off with I brought some gifts.
Oh, there we go. My man had the right bag in here. Oh, that's the heavy bag.
Let me see.
That's protective.
Yeah,
appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
And this one, obviously, this one's for you. But let me double check it.
Oh, there you go. I appreciate you, man. My man hit me. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna have some gifts for y'all." I said, "Man, you ain't gotta give us no gifts." Damn.
That's why I was like, "Yo,
oh shit, you gotta flip it around." Oh, that's why he was over there.
That was like in the same bottle.
That's kind of
no. So I was all like, "Yo," that's why I was like, "Make sure, how do you spell your name correctly?" Because I hit you with the C. You know, say with the CARR. And I was like, yo,
because then he could have re-gifted it to his man.
I kind of don't ever want to open this. I want to just leave it on the table right here.
So I just wanted to.
Hey, and this is the first time as a white man I've ever been called king.
There you go. All right, King. You already know, man. We gotta uplift each other.
Yeah,
you know
I gotta leave this out and tell my father not to touch this. We leave this up.
I like to give. So it's just like
I appreciate.
I'm just appreciative to be here.
You better hide it when the Falcons on TV.
Oh, he's happy about being 1-0 right now.
I'm just appreciative to be here, man.
Man, we appreciate
Thank you for allowing me
to
come in.
Look, I'll get into my spiel about how we got on this little run anyway, because I've noticed a shift in the culture.
Yeah.
And MTK don't get enough. He don't get enough credit, but we'll talk about that in a little bit, man. So what's up with you, bro? Like,
you know what? Shout out MTK.
That's my guy. MTK, I appreciate him, man. He just got an internal clock to just keep going, to get the people going. So
he's dope, man. Shout out to him.
Absolutely. So
okay.
What's the part about when you start everything?
Yeah.
So nitpick from there.
Yeah, that's cool. So Drinks with JD, just I guess the basic, right? It's just a show where I interview music artists and entrepreneurs, right? Okay. And I just highlight what they do. So it's like if you bring an album, all right, let's listen to your album, let's highlight it, right? And then also if you have a business, bring your business, and then we'll highlight it.
Damn, you got to listen to everybody's album?
100%. I listen to everybody's discography.
Do you lie to them?
Well, the thing is this. I'm not going to, like, let's say there's something I don't like. Well, we're not going to highlight that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we're talking about art. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like art, you know.
You let people down too easy.
Nah, it's just positivity. That's what I'm pushing.
I think he's the
all you could have said was yes. I'd be lying to him a little bit.
Yeah, but
no. It's because I don't like.
I don't think you would tell somebody the truth. You remember he had a problem with not a problem, but he had a beef against local artists.
Oh yeah,
I don't have a beef. 100%. It's just
there's a standard that they
don't meet. I know
there's
better local artists out there, but I'm not searching for them like
that. But I don't think you would tell them, "Hey man, this shit trash, dog."
I have.
Well, I just think you know, art is subjective. Like sort of like
no, for sure.
You know, like let's say like I was talking on BSC right with Jonah, how you know, let's say the Mona Lisa, right? Where like it's art, you know, and some people don't like it, some people love it, some people don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? But we talk about the Mona Lisa,
right? You
know what I'm saying? So it's like there's some like overall you're gonna have an opinion about art. That's what art is, whether if it's quote unquote trash, right? Or whether if it's like legendary, where it's
and
like,
I was asking that question based on your subjectivity. If you didn't like it, would you tell them the truth?
Well, here's that. Like I said,
don't think we use the word trash though.
Yeah,
I think he would come with more constructive criticism.
Yeah, like maybe you could do this better, or you know, at the same time, like, even to say for myself, when it comes to like,
I know what logic he's coming with. Though. It's almost like I throw my kids in the pool, they learn how to swim.
I just want to know if he tells the truth.
Like if like it's true.
I mean, I am honest. I'm honest. Yeah. I'm honest, but
even if it's something as easy as like this one ain't for me.
Okay, yeah.
But let's talk about why.
Well, we don't highlight.
We probably just shouldn't be recording anymore.
No, see, exactly. That's where I was like, yo. But then in his mind, right, this is how sick he is in regards to that. If he gave that that constructive criticism, his expectation is you would go back into the lab and not come back out until you got it right, or just stop doing it.
No, I'd expect you to say, I don't give a fuck what you say, and keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna respect you either way.
All right. That's exactly what I said. But I'm just saying, keep cooking.
No, because that sounds like, oh, I care so much about what this one person thinks. I need to go make something that he's gonna like. The shit that I like is probably not gonna make you a whole lot of money. So
right.
Do what you got to do whatever you do. If it makes you feel good, cool. I ain't nobody.
All right. Well, how about this? All right. Let's say if I want to turn it on to me, right? Well, like let's say Drinks with JD, right?
Yeah.
Where like I'll have my episodes, and some people be like, I didn't like this episode. Like this episode was trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, because it's like, okay, maybe that person didn't see it in a certain way, but then all of a sudden with that same episode, I get someone else like, yo man, that's my favorite episode.
Well, yeah, because if you're guest dependent, then yeah, you're gonna have people hot and cold depending on the subject and stuff like that. Yeah,
but it's like overall, we're talking about the same episode.
But also as you as the host, you're like, oh, it's never my fault. It's just
no.
The guest was so different that this person wasn't gonna like it no matter what.
No. My stuff is scripted. Like I have like over 20 questions that I ask on purpose. You know what I'm saying? That this is the way I'm going to drive the interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the way it's going. Like, even though, let's say the guest goes some other way, like a deeper route, I'm like, yo, let's bring it back in.
He ain't trying to have me on the show.
You know what I'm saying?
You look like you a well premeditated brother right now. Like,
yeah, I tried.
Yeah, he came in clean. I ain't mad at him, bro. I felt underdressed in my own house.
Well, thank you. Hey,
But,
just trying to.
So you have local. So how do you find talent and stuff like that? Then usually you go out and search for it, or is it people that you know?
Both. Like, let's say my first interview, right? My first interview. Well, even like, let's say, all right, let's take it back, because it's like, all right, overall, the reason why I do Drinks with JD, it's just for music artists and entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
And highlight them.
Oh, so you're not even on a weekly basis then, right?
No,
you eventually.
I drop maybe, I don't know, I've been dropping maybe like every 2 weeks now.
Okay,
but it's like I drop when I drop, I guess. Yeah. But anyway, so
it's
it's like
Drink Jam schedule.
He like Family Guy.
So it's like, it's all right. Let's say we take it all the way back. So, all right. So obviously, all right. Anyway, because we were talking earlier. So
right.
My bad. So when I joined the military, right? And in the military, when I was 18 years old, they gave us this book, right? It was called the PDG. Right, the professional, I don't remember. Professional Development Guide, right?
That was really my guess in my head, too.
Okay, no doubt. So it's like this whole thick book that, like, it tells you the history of the Air Force. Yeah. Right? It just tells you everything. So it's like, it breaks down, like, who was the first woman to join, who has, the most medals or whatever, who's this Medal of Honor recipient, whatever, right? It's like, it tells you the who's who, and, like, obviously, like, let's say the history of, like, all right, who created the first plane, when did it fly, whatever, right? So I joined, and then I started meeting these amazing people, right? These amazing people in the Air Force, and mind you, I'm a San Diegan, right? It's all I know.
Born and raised.
Yeah. Well, I was born in Los Angeles, but I was raised in San Diego. My dad moved us down here when I was 3 years old. I'm a San Diegan.
Yeah, we'll give it to you.
Yeah. So
he's like, nah, I'm taking it, fool.
Nah, I'm a San Diegan. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anything about LA or nothing like that. Anyway, hey, I'm not an Angelino. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
But so I'm a San Diegan, and then my first tour, I'm 18 years old. I get stationed out in Japan. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, I spent 4 years in Germany, and then I go to Virginia. But what I'm saying is, I go all around the world being a San Diegan, right? And I start meeting these amazing people, out of my bubble, right. And people who are in the military, and they're telling me all these amazing stories. How, like, first how they grew up. I'm talking about, I grew up in American Samoa, or I'm from the Virgin Islands, you know what I'm saying? And the only time, or from Puerto Rico, and the only time they've been into the continental United States is when they went to boot camp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about 18 years. You've never been to the 48 states. You know what I'm saying?
But you can join the military. That's crazy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is their first, like, perspective of the U.S., it's getting screamed at. You know what I'm saying? Doing push-ups, getting yelled at. So mind you, I'm meeting these people, and they're just like telling me their story, and I'm all like, man, this is amazing. And mind you, we're like, just everywhere around the world, and people have different perspectives. And I was like, these people should be in our PDG, should be in our book, because they're so amazing, right? Like, they need to be documented.
You like Robin Hood. Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So like I had like supervisors who like were so amazing, did so much for the country, got Purple Hearts, got all this stuff. And they're like from nowhere, Oklahoma, or like, but they're real life heroes. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, you know what I'm saying? It's like, these people have done so much for the country, real life heroes, and it's like, they should be in the PDG. You know what I'm saying? So I started just recording. I was like, yo, tell me your story. And I was like, yo, sit down with me, just tell me your story, man. Like, I love your story and all that stuff. And like, that's just how it ended up turning out. Like, I just wanted to hear their story, because I just thought I was so amazed with their background and also what they done for the country.
That sounds like a fire pod, though. Like, if you just walked up on, I knew a girl that did this, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but I do mean to cut you off, just because I wanted to talk about this a little bit. But she used to do this thing, and I hate it because I tried to get her to like come on one time. This was like way before you got here, but it was on another pod. But she would walk up to random people with her camcorder and ask them like 5 deep ass questions.
That's right.
and like got like a bunch of people to view it. And I was like, yo, that shit's amazing. Like, cause it's interesting.
That's right.
What you're talking about is normal everyday people, right?
Yeah.
And where I get at, where I see you've had some local recording artists and stuff like that, right? And I feel like when you get real like guest heavy, and I'm not saying this about like you, but I'm saying just in pods in general, it's hard to keep up with that because it's based on how much effort that you put in after you've met the pool of people you've connected with. So you either battle with, hey, do I go out, do I pod every week and try to search for content, or do I let it happen organically and maybe say, hey, look, I'll release every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but that interview was that impactful,
that's right? That's exactly what
and so like with that's why I was like, man, like with what you're saying, if that were to turn into an idea of a pod, you'd have content every day, damn near. You don't have to do it every day, but you can do it once a week, 2 times a week, once a month, whatever. But you're always going to have someone to speak with because you're going up to randoms. That's
right. No, yeah, exactly. But yeah, that overall, I could do that. But then you got to look at the videography and the cinematography side of it, as in like, what do I want to push? And for me, I love film. I've been loving film since I was a kid. Like I used to get A's in my film classes in school, and like even though I wasn't doing film, like that wasn't my job in the military, my commanders will find out of like my talent in film, and they will like ask me to make videos for the squadron and stuff like that. Matter of fact, there was this video contest in the Air Force, right? And worldwide I got 3rd place, but on the south,
giving no applause.
Whole world. I didn't want to. We good.
Third place is cool.
The applause usually means we move on.
I'm just saying the pool's pretty.
but in the southeast region of the United States, like the South, basically, because I was stationed in Virginia at the time.
Yeah.
So got all that southeast region, Florida, Alabama, whatever, all that stuff. I got 1st place in the southeast region.
Shit, all right.
So what I'm saying is, even though that wasn't my job in the military, I was still like, just the whole film stuff is in my heart. Like that's just what I love to do. So then, okay, to piggyback on what you're saying, it's like, I could literally go up to, people and be like, yo, tell me some deep stuff about, or whatever. I ask them some deep questions. But then it's like, okay, I still want to edit and give you guys something visually nice to see while you're watching this impactful interview. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, let's get to know this person. But let me give you some edits. Let me give you some cuts. Let me give you an intro. Let me give you stuff like that I appreciate because I like film stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
But you're also passionate about the music though.
Yeah, I love hip hop. I love hip hop and I love art. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, let's say hip hop overall. When we talk about the Sugar Hill Gang, right? And then we talk about the 90s, and then we talk about, today, like who's the hottest today, right? Like Lil Baby and stuff like that, right? So when we compare them, it's like, should we say, or should kids who like Lil Baby, should they say, Sugar Hill Gang is trash? You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Like Sugar Hill Gang, like, fans, they'll be like, yo, Da Baby's trash. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, like it's all art. It's all the same genre. Even if it wasn't the same genre, let's go, heavy metal or pop or rock, whatever. And it's like, is it trash just because you don't like it?
That is why they say it.
Yeah, it's like, nah.
That is why they say it.
Yeah, though. It's all subjective, but it's art. You know what I'm saying? These people created this album. Like, mind you, like, let's say Thriller. Classic overall, right? The highest selling album of all time, right?
But Off the Wall's better.
Okay, but look, let's say this Thriller, right? Some people will be like, "Yo, I hate that album." You know what I'm saying? Or let's say another classic album, like let's say, I don't know, what hip hop classic album?
I just think right now it sounds like you're trying to close down all barbershops in the world.
No, I mean we can argue.
Everybody's nice. Everybody's good. Everybody loves whatever you want.
I'm pushing art.
I have a good question about that too.
I'm pushing art. Keep going. I'm just pushing art.
I like the pushing art thing. I just think that it's part of this culture is arguing about it.
That's cool. No, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we
it's
might
fun.
be a little
subjective.
We might use the word trash a little loosely, and we might be dramatic in how we talk because it's so polarizing.
It's constructive criticism to use trash in our culture now, though.
But yeah, that's what I mean.
It's a shitty way of saying it, but I mean, it's the truth, right? Like, that's a little trash, man. I ain't gonna tell you that. I even as where I work out, I'm a supervisor, right? And so I'll tell my staff, look, that's a little trash. Like that, it's part of the culture now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'll also, if I say that, there's some constructive criticism. Like, look, you could have worded this a little better. You could have did this a little differently or whatever. Like, it's constructive of like, hey, look, let me give you something that's going to work. Like my friend, for example.
But wait, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But that's your job too, as a supervisor. Now, is it your job when you, let's say this, let's say that same person, right, who you're supervising.
Yes.
They're doing the exact same thing that's trash, right? But you're literally their peer and equivalent in position in another company. Do you go to their company and say, hey, this is trash? It's not your job to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not my job to be telling certain people like, hey, you know, like, cause it's like, I'm not your manager. I'm not your, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know, do you in your art, because you know what I'm saying, like
it's a little different though, because because a company to company thing, he has no merit on how you perform in the company. As a fan and consumer, I have a tiny piece of your success because I'm a fan and consumer of the art that you're putting out.
Okay.
And so to push back on what you're saying, cool. I'm never going to hate on nobody that's getting no money, taking care of their people, whatever, whether I like the music or whatever y'all doing or not. But what I would say is someone who wants to push the art and wants the art to be as great as possible. When in this day and age, when anybody and everybody's allowed to do their art, it's so congested now that the true artists and the ones that are really doing something out of it, they don't get as much shine because there's so much shine to go around from all these people that are just in here that might not even be here for the art.
Okay.
They might be here for the lick.
Okay.
They might be here just oh, let me just get hot real quick so I can go do something else. And it just, that's not going to help the art at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's my job to be like, get the fuck out of here.
No doubt.
Scoot over.
One thing I would say is this. I have a boy, and I won't say his name because he's still putting out music now. Not the one you thinking of, is another one, right? And he'll send me stuff, right?
Yeah.
And in the past, like when I used to rap with him 15 years ago, I'd be like, hey, man, you got to work on your flow, right? And at the time, his favorite rapper was Tyga, right? Like the last time I left off on him. So he sounded like Tyga when he rapped. The thing was, though, is that he was off beat. It sounded more like Blueface when he rapped. And so I told him, and Blueface is the only one I know to ever get that off with being off beat and it being catchy.
He doesn't know all that.
Yeah, and that's like I don't know it to the point where it's like, yo, like I know his back catalog like that.
I know what you're saying.
He knows what it is.
It was well referenced.
Almighty Suspect.
Mystical does this every once in a while too. So that's a regional thing then. Based off of what you're saying, I would agree. Master P too, right? And shit, I might even throw Trick Daddy in there too because he's not really the most. But if we're looking at that's a regional thing. But here that's not like
Almighty Suspect and Blueface. I don't know. I'm a fan of Almighty Suspect.
I'm not saying it's terrible,
okay.
But I'm just saying that like if you do it, you got to be that good to do it. Like it's like being a knuckleball pitcher in the baseball, right? Look, you better throw the best knuckleball in the world because most guys over here is throwing 98, right? It's got to be the best. Not everybody can be Tim Wakefield, right? Okay. So with that bars, but with that being said, I would tell him like, hey man, you might want to work on your cadence. You might want to work
that's your friend.
Yes.
Okay.
And and that's an even tougher conversation because he
I
probably
think that's
left
better
it.
Though.
When you get,
if that's your friend.
Yeah, exactly. It is better. But if he was a random dude, I would do it too. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I say, hey man, you might want to work on this. Yeah. I ain't gonna hit him with the Charlemagne like that ain't it, dog. Don't.
Like the Uncle Charlotte.
But anyway, so you don't. So basically, based off of where you're at, right? Yeah. You don't pot for like any recognition or fame or anything. You want to be the one that shines the light. So money does not matter to you in regards to potting, does it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, money does matter. You know what I'm saying?
We work free here,
but it's also longevity. You know what I'm saying? Like as in, you know, I like to think maybe in the future I'll be the Larry King of San Diego. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you got the suit.
So it's like that. It's like
you got suspenders underneath that.
I got some shirt stays.
Shout out to Larry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the longevity. It's like where am I going to be? So I'm 35, right? And let's say 20 years from now I'm 55, and because I love it, this is in my heart. Lord willing, I'm alive, and it's like, or I'm still doing the Drinks with JD, or obviously better, but overall, it's like I got, years and years, decades of doing it, where it's like the Larry King of San Diego.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And but obviously as we move on, and when we go through these decades, it's like obviously the money and everything else will come. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not looking at it with the immediate satisfaction of
like an investment.
Yeah, it's like, yo, let's compound interest. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep building. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep going, and that's the goal. Longevity. Larry King of San Diego. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you see you guys, or where do you see yourself, or where do you want to take it to? So, like you said, you want to be no, he wants to be the Larry King, but how do you go about doing that process, though?
So overall, we're just talking Drinks with JD, right? And my company, it's in the county, is registered, all that stuff. It's
for real.
Yeah, it's Planet SON Films. So that has a lot, like, let's say a lot underneath, right? So it's like Planet SON, so it's like Def Jam, and then you have Rockefeller, and who else is under Def Jam?
Island Def Jam.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like overall, what I'm saying is like, but Def Jam is, or maybe even, all right, well, let's just keep it at Def Jam. Def Jam, I was gonna say like Universal or something, but it's like Def Jam, and then you got Rockefeller, you got whatever, everything, the imprints underneath, right? So it's like that. It's like everything underneath. The imprints underneath. So it's like, okay, Drinks with JD is just an imprint under Planet SON. And then you have I'm coming out with the new show called Connect with JD. And that is Mike sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. I just thought it was going down.
No, it might be.
Okay. It's cool.
Gravity always wins.
I didn't want to, because the audio, I hate when like the audio doesn't work.
Nah, I check
you know what I'm saying?
I check it all day. You good.
All right, I don't want to affect you guys.
Nah, I'll cut it real quick and then be like, hey, we're back.
So, Connect with JD is something different. It's like a 180 of Drinks with JD, because Drinks with JD is more formal. I'm in a suit, you know what I'm saying, and I highlight my guests. You know what I'm saying? You don't get JD from Drinks with JD. All you're getting is my guests, right?
Right.
So it's like Connect with JD. Now we diving into like other stuff, like I'm in regular clothes, and or matter of fact, I wanted to wear jerseys in the show just to switch it up. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about like the conspiracies and like just complete 180, right? And then it also takes let's say the first episode, it's a music guest, right? And obviously on Drinks JD, we're gonna dive into the music and them, who they are, just so I could like highlight them to the audience. Anyway, but on Connect with JD, it takes them out their element. We're not talking about music. We're not talking about anything music, no album, no nothing. All we're talking about is conspiracies and also some grown man stuff. Yeah. Right. And that's something different. And all I'm saying is that I'm building different imprints, and I want to go into like something I like to do is I love documentaries, and obviously the film side I want to get to the come out with films, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And just keep building. And we're talking about longevity. I'm not talking about everything needs to happen today. Right. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
Yeah, but I still want to keep the Drinks with JD aspect, because like I said, that goes on to the Larry King stuff. But I just want to drop all these shows and all these different projects that will push the brand and
your name.
Yeah, and the name. So it's like as a Connect with JD, Drinks with JD.
Sounds like you got it all laid out.
Yeah, that's it, right?
It's just future stuff. We're talking about decades. You know what I'm saying? We're talking just looking into the future.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're from San Diego. What city?
Golden Hill, straight downtown.
Oh,
San Diego.
Okay.
I'm from San Diego. You know
that? People you know from that area. Huh? That be people you know over there. I swear, like when people bring up Golden Hill, North Park, and all that, I never went on that side of town until.
We got a lot of hills.
Yeah.
Wait, where you got from?
I'm from here, right here. Yeah, we've been in this house since '99.
And them shits is not golden, and our shit is not paradise.
Yeah, I'm from Golden Hill, man. That's where when my dad moved us from LA when I was 3 years old, we landed in Golden Hill.
What school did you go to then? Hoover?
Brooklyn Elementary.
No, high school.
Oh, I went to San Diego High. Okay. But I graduated homeschool from Garfield High.
That sounds like a story.
Yeah, it does. Let's get to it then.
All right. It's a long story.
We got time, man.
You know what? Something I love talking about is education. Yeah. Because it's like, I don't want to say all this cliche stuff, but obviously, even
kids
right here,
are the future.
No, well, yeah, kids for sure are the future. But even we're talking about Paradise Hills as well. Where you know the bad side when we talking about Skylines down the street, right?
Yeah.
And it's
not as bad as people think it is anymore, though.
No.
Even Golden Hills.
Golden Hills is not.
It's not.
Golden Hills got a Starbucks.
Is a real deal.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to stare into your eyes when I said the word gentrification. My bad, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, I'm assuming we're all the same age, like in our mid-30s.
Yeah, I'm 33.
Okay, so I'm 35, so we there.
I'll be 35 in a minute.
Okay, there you go. We all together. Okay, so we understand when people say West Coast in the 90s. We understand that.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we 100%.
I may not appreciate it as much as both of you guys, but
I didn't mean to look into your eyes when he said that.
No. As in like this, the violence.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like West Coast in the 90s.
Absolutely.
Animosity.
Throw the 80s in there too.
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying, we're 90s babies. Right. When it comes, we were born in the 80s, but we were raised in the 90s. Like we got all that residual from the 80s and stuff. Like we grew up as kids seeing the violence in the 90s on the West Coast. Right. So what I'm saying is, through all that, some people didn't make it, and it's just because of lack of mentorship, lack of guidance, lack of fathers, teaching our babies. And then it's like, let's say we don't have a father. Okay, well, guess what? If we made it out right now, we're 35, we're 30 something, right? It's because we were strong enough to survive. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this: when I talk about education, it's something real to me. Like I'm sitting here, I just got accepted to my PhD program.
Oh, congratulations!
You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is this:
applause again.
But,
I'm messing with you.
But what I'm saying is, kids, in Golden Hill, West Coast, 90s, type thing. It's
not many doctors running around.
You know what I'm saying? It's like who's gonna be that doctor? You know what I'm saying? Like are we all gonna be that doctor? Like who in my kindergarten class? I mean, I'm just gonna. I guess I put that out there as well. Like let's say this. I even have a trailer. I had to reenact this story that I guess I'm about to tell a little bit. Because I remember drive-by shootings in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I remember when I saw my first drive-by, I was a kid. I was probably like 7 years old or something like that. And it was right in front of my school, my elementary school. And literally like maybe half a block away from my kindergarten classroom. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. It's like, and I reenact as a filmmaker. I redid that into a trailer, and it's on my page. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it's lack of guidance, and all that stuff with kids. So education is extremely important to me, because I didn't have any mentors, or anybody, try to like hold my hand, no big brothers or nothing like that to be like, yo, you gotta do this, or any uncles or even, at that time, my father wasn't there. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But I mean, I have an amazing relationship with my dad. I mean, shout out to my dad. I love my dad. But I just love pushing mentorship, guidance, leadership to our kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's because we understand that's where we come from. As in like, the West Coast 90s violence and all that stuff that came with it. When you see the movies, that was real. You know what I'm saying? Like that was real at one point. Not no more. Go to Golden Hill, you get yourself a nice pumpkin spice latte. You know what I'm saying?
Pumpkin spice is crazy.
And even like right now, like,
you like pumpkin pie, don't you?
No.
Okay. It's on your DNA.
But
sweet potato. No. Damn, that's crazy.
Yo, sweet potato's pretty good. Hey, you tasted that what's that? Was that Patti LaBelle?
Yeah, that wasn't for me though.
You don't like the pies?
Nah. That ain't.
Why not?
That ain't how Patty make it. I'm gonna tell you right there. That's store bought. She knows she make it a little better.
But that's her ingredients though.
Yeah, they didn't. But they put some preservatives in that bad boy.
Okay,
so
they're pretty. I don't know. They're pretty good, man.
They're not bad, right? But I'm just saying. I know what the home joint is. The crust is the problem.
Okay.
The actual like
crust is the most important part of the pie.
Yeah,
damn,
and that's
like
because they
that?
have. Yeah, well, because you got to cook it in a thing, but it's like stored. Like it's not the same, bro. It's just it's a little different. And also, to be fair, the people that were making it, they weren't of Patty's culture that was bringing it, so they ain't bake it to the same.
No doubt. Okay.
It was a few degrees off in the oven.
So you think it's just her selling it because her face? or her name?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's everything.
Okay.
That's everything. Right. Because like you watch Shark Tank, right? So when they come on Shark Tank or whatever, they want to critique things before they even sell it and say, "Oh, we're going to invest money into you." Yeah. So I'm pretty sure with Patty, she had to like give in on certain things that she was probably putting in there.
Okay, I see it.
Because like to mass produce it, you gotta be like, "Oh, okay, if this ingredient, can we ship that ingredient across the United States?"
That's right.
You know what I mean? So certain things she probably had to sacrifice that we don't know about because she's not going to tell us. Because then we're going to be like, "That ain't really Patty stuff."
Okay, that makes sense.
Just a thought.
Yeah, no, that's it's business.
It's a
business,
thought.
And I don't know. It's sad because like I wanted to Patty LaBelle's, sweet potato pie. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it might be all right.
Her recipe,
and it's close enough.
It's close enough.
Pretty good. You just saying whenever you mass produce anything and you got to ship it worldwide.
Yeah. I understand.
It's not in Vegas.
Yeah.
Do you think breakfast at hotels in Vegas is amazing?
I never had breakfast at the hotel.
Balling?
It tastes like it tastes like
hotel in Vegas,
like middle school eggs.
Okay.
Continental breakfast. Why'd you say Vegas though? That's
but
like
I'm saying like, bro, because like you'd be like, oh, I'm at the MGM, I'm gonna get something fire, and it's like, bro, it's just regular egg. Like I was just at a hotel, in Vegas. I can't remember like 4 months ago, but it was a little bit off the strip, but like the food was terrible.
Okay.
And they was like, oh, full buffet or whatever.
Just continental breakfast, man.
Look, no. I just said it was a buffet. They had all the stuff out there. It tastes like hometown.
Well, shit.
It'd be like that. I'm okay. I was playing golf.
You had a couple plates though, didn't you?
1.5. Don't judge me. Man.
I paid for this.
Well, shout out Patty LaBelle.
Absolutely. What I wanted to say too is what MTK did and is currently doing right now is something that like I couldn't fathom doing. It's a lot of work, right? Like he runs his whole West Coast radio. They got multiple shows on there, and then on top of that, he brings us together as podcasters, right?
That's right.
So that's why we've all been on this little run where I'll check, everybody's page that is
and
there.
I can't wait to have you guys on Drinks Video.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'll be there. And I need to get a haircut and get a better shirt because if this is how you gonna be dressing, bro, I gotta get ready. So
I want to have both of y'all at the same time. Pause.
Thank you. He didn't catch it that early. He was all right with the idea at first.
I gotta be quick. I felt about it. I gotta have you guys on the show.
But yeah, man. So absolutely, bro. I just thought it was dope though. So that's why I try to share y'all stuff when I get onto that side of Instagram, man. And be like, yo, man, like it's cool. Like there's other pods out here because sometimes people will be like, oh, y'all didn't record today. Look, I know at least now 20 different pods now that's out here,
and we all doing our thing too.
Yeah. I just saw Mike and Mike. Mike and Mike.
Yeah, me too. I saw
Mike and Mike. They just hooked up.
Yo, Mike tried to get, or Big Umbrella tried to get messy, talking about, yo, what's up with your girl?
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, hold on.
He's a little different. Yeah. He cracked me up.
Shout out to Big Umbrella.
He said he don't even go back and listen to the shit he said.
That's right.
My kind of guy.
Yeah, it is.
Keep it pushing.
But
No, but see, even with that, like I like to, I edit myself, right? And I hear it maybe a good every episode. I probably hear it maybe 20 times before I even put it out.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what each part I break it up in five parts.
But he's got the time to do it if you're not releasing every week. Hey, sometimes I'm like, look, he said whatever he said at this minute mark. That's all I got time to edit today.
I even show. So on my final version, I present it to my wife. I'm like, all right, baby, let's watch this together.
Right.
And then check me on what I need to change. And then, so mind you, I already heard it and I saw it. I edited it 20 times.
Yeah.
And this is what each drop that I do, right?
That's
and then
crazy.
The final one, I'm like, all right, baby, let's watch it. And she knows this is my final product.
How long are they usually?
So let's say one episode is an hour, right? But I break it up into 4 parts plus the full episode. So I do the whole Vlad thing. So I do 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes.
That's a lot of work.
And then I put it all together and I release it. So it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it's like part 1, part 2, anyway. So yeah, so my lady sits there for 15 minutes, and then she'll tell me, yo, I didn't really like this, or yo, I don't think that's flattering to your guests. Take it out or change it. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And then I'll go ahead and make the moves, and then nobody complains after they see themselves on camera. You know, but because like I said, overall, Drinks with JD is to highlight my guests.
Yeah,
that's all it is. All positivity. It's no controversial stuff. It's nothing like that. That's Drinks with JD.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I hella rewatch myself like over 20 times.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of work, bro.
That's just what I do.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah,
Look, I don't even want to say that because that comes off as hate. It don't even matter. But there are certain things that I did. I'll reframe it like this. There's certain things that I did earlier on podding that I don't do now.
Okay.
Even a guy asked me yesterday, he's like, "Oh, you got a podcast?" He's like, "I do editing." I'm like, bro, look, I do all my editing, man. If you're doing this for free, you got to learn how to cut corners at some way, because I can't imagine 6 years paying studio costs. That's why, we had to build this in here in the first place. It was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But let's jump into the episode, man. We'll get some topics, get your perspective on everything. Yeah. And just in case, I'm gonna say this throughout. It's Drinks with JD. We got Connect with JD coming up. What does SON stand for?
What do you guys think it means?
I thought it was son. I was like, yeah.
All right, let me give you a hint. As a San Diegan, what does it mean to you?
I can't even tell you what the S would stand for, man.
Save our newborns.
That's exactly what it is.
Save our newborns.
All right, it's Planet 619, baby. All day.
That's kind of hard now.
All day.
Yeah,
now,
that's kind of hard.
You want me to give you a little background on that?
Let's hear it.
All right. So my whole life, right? I always wanted a San Diego tattoo, right? My whole life. And I was a kid.
We gonna take you right now.
You're able to do that.
Nah, hold on. So mind you, I'm a kid, right?
Okay.
I've seen,
I seen kids wouldn't. Mind
you, I'm a kid. Watching, older folk have their tats, and growing up, I was like, okay, everybody has a Padre tattoo. Everybody has the SD connected tattoo.
Yeah.
Everybody has the charger bolts when they were here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has, the skyline of downtown with the Coronado Bridge, right? All that stuff.
That's hard.
Yeah. Or also, the number is 619.
Right.
Right. So, or let's say San Diego and calligraphy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even where you pointed at, and I felt.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a San Diego. So I'm like, man, I just want a different tattoo, but that represents my city. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I decided thinking. And mind you, this is I'm over here, I don't know, 10 years old thinking, right? And then all of a sudden I'm 18. I'm still I don't know what to get, right? So I started thinking. Now I'm 25. I'm 24, 25. And I'm sitting in Germany, right? Somewhere all by myself. I'm still thinking dang, what can I get that's different?
Shit plagued you for 15 years?
Yeah, it's plagued me for a minute. Because mind you, I'm not, because I want to.
talking, it's forever.
Yeah, no, but mind you, I just like being different. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I sort of like this. My wife, she picks on me because I never owned a pair of Air Force Ones on purpose. Because everybody had them. Why the hell I had the Iverson 3s, the i3s that look exactly like it. Yeah. But they don't have the switch. You know what I'm saying? Or
yeah, they look like it.
Yeah, let me see Google.
Not the Iversons I wanted.
So and then also there's certain things that I wanted, but since everybody had them, like Jordans, right? I just started buying Jordans in 2020. I never wanted them because everybody always had them.
Right. Now everybody don't have them now.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'll rock them. You know what I'm saying? But so what I'm saying is I always want to be different. That was my thing. So I was just I was thinking, I was just a middle German, just all right, look, I want to get out the military. I want to start my own film company, right? And I'm I want to name it something different. But mind you, it correlates with the whole tattoo thing, right? So I'm like, you know what? People have 619, but no one has ever said SON, which is also you could spell it son, right? SON. I'm but no one has ever done that. That I know. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not popularized. I'm pretty sure someone has thought about it, but what I'm saying, it's not popularized a bolt tattoo or a Padre tattoo or SD.
Yeah, it's not common. It's not a common term that we use.
That's right. So even overall, so the reason why I even say planet, right, is because going all over the world, right? Mind you, we from San Diego. Look how beautiful this situation is. Look,
small pocket.
Check this out. African American, right? White, brown. Look, this is San Diego. We in Paradise Hills, so you got a whole bunch of Asian people, right? A whole bunch of there's American Samoan.
He is from here.
So what I'm saying, look at how beautiful we are. You know what I'm saying? This is San Diego. This is the color of San Diego. Right. You know what I'm saying? All different shades, all different religions, all different everything.
So you're saying it's a different planet in comparison to
but hold on. I'm 18 knowing this, right? I don't understand pigmentation. What do you mean racism? That shit's stupid as hell. What do you mean I can't, when I read about Rosa Parks, what you mean she can't sit in the front of the bus? That's the stupidest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean Jackie Robinson could drink out the water fountain when he's over here playing playing the Padres, playing the Giants. Right. But yeah, when he goes back to Brooklyn, he can't drink in the water fountain. Like, get the hell out of here. I never understood that, reading that as a kid in history, in the history books. So then I joined the military. I go to Japan, right? Mind you, it's still a white, black, brown, right? And then we even got a Filipino guy with us. We go into a bar in Japan, and they go, "Hey, no Americans." Oh, okay, so we together. They don't say no black, no white, no.
I feel them, though.
Okay, hold on. So we all together, right? I
feel them.
So then I go to Germany. I lived there for 4 years, and we go to the bar. Mind you, same colors, and they go, "Hey, no Americans." I'm like, all right, so we leave, right? All of a sudden, mind you, I spent 8 years overseas, right? I come to Virginia, right? I land there, and I got to live there for a couple of years, and I live in a small town called Phoebus, right? It's an old army fort.
Sound like they hang black people there.
So hold on. So look, so Phoebus is a little drop in Hampton, Virginia, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm in Hampton, and it's my first week there. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to Target, right? So I go to Target, and then I go.
Damn, Target said no Americans.
No, hold on. So I'm there by myself, trying to get some stuff from like toothpaste or whatever. I go in there, walk in, I park. So the cart attendant is a black guy, right? I'm like, all right, whatever. I go in, security guard, black lady. I go to customer service. I look over there, everybody all black people. I go to cashier, everybody all black people. I go, all of a sudden the people working at the Pizza Hut inside the Target, everybody's black. I go walk the aisles, everybody's black. I'm like, okay. I go in the next city over, which is Williamsburg. Yeah, Williamsburg. I go there. I go to a Target. The car guy's white. The security guard is white. Yep. Customer service is white. People working at the Pizza Hut is white. The cashier is white. I'm like, this is the weirdest thing in life. I'm like, wait. So I go here, like it's going to Chula Vista and everybody's black. Going to National City, everybody's white. It's the weirdest thing in life. Like y'all still segregating where the hell y'all work, where the hell y'all go to school. Yeah. Like it'd be like, I guess, like I said, as a San Diegan, I don't get that. I don't understand that. I think that's the most ignorant thing ever. Like you judging me off the pigmentation of my skin.
Well, sometimes people join in those type of communities too, though, just because there's more support.
Okay, I feel you. So
think about like where you was at, where you was from, but then right next door, well, not next door, but like in that same maybe 7 mile vicinity, you got like University, Fairmount Avenue, where all the Africans live, right?
But we still got a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Asians. Yeah, you could say Ethiopian or African, you know what I'm saying? You could say all that stuff. You could
say the Chaldeans over there in El Cajon, right? The Samoans, they stick together in Oceanside. There's a big Samoan population in Oceanside. But
we all together. We don't divide each other. Like my kindergarten class was everybody.
No, I'm not saying I agree with it. What I'm saying is that those those people do that, or those black towns exist because it's a community of people that can help, because you're not gonna get help on the other side. Okay, that's the part that you're saying that you don't understand. I'm saying that they come together. Yeah, the white folks want to do their own thing way over there and live separate, but then you have these communities like that because it's protection. Yeah. It's also commonalities like that you can share and stuff. That's why they exist still to this day. No doubt. South is like number two. I don't understand the South myself, because you go down a little further to Florida, it's a weird place.
That's right. And even like, let's say go a little bit west, like Alabama and stuff like that. All right. Well, but what I'm saying is this. So during my time in the military, people would ask me about California, like, oh, how was it growing up in San Diego? And obviously I'm not telling them violent stuff or nothing like that, like the bad stuff. I'm like, yo, yeah, there's, the sunshine's amazing, the weather. I love the beach. I'm a beach guy, right? Yeah. I love going to the beach. I'll tell them all the positive things about San Diego, right? This is why I love my city, especially when it comes to we all together. We a salad bowl all mixed up, right? And we understand each other. And that's why I was like, you know what? Because I recognize the positivity, even though I see and I acknowledge the negativity in my city. I just don't want to highlight that. I want to bring all the positivity from my city, put it onto one planet, and that's what Planet 619 is. It's all the positivity from San Diego. That's what Planet 619. That's the idea of it. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, it's SON because no one's done it, and that's something different to me. You know what I'm saying? That I want to push out, but it's also I put all the positivity in one planet. Mind you, obviously we're talking about something that's fictitious. You know what I'm saying? It's all fake. And but to me, it's like I created why did DJ Khaled call his stuff "We the Best," or Rockefeller or something. Like, you can name it whatever the hell you want. You know what I'm saying? You can name your company whatever the hell you want. So it's like, I'm gonna name mine Planet SON, Planet 619, and what it is, all the positivity from San Diego, and I'm just pushing positivity because I'm a San Diegan. You know what I'm saying? Shout out 619.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the background of SON, and you know what I'm saying. What would you say, something about newborns or something?
he said. What did he say?
Pro-life, baby.
There we go.
All right, hit my hand claps one more time, man. Let's get straight to it.
Straight to it. We're like 45 minutes
I know, right? No, we're about an hour in. Here we go. Girlfriend told me, read them and weep. Girlfriend told me she used to work as an escort. Been with her for around 8 months now. Last week, she told me she used to work as an escort at an agency. I asked if she still does, and she said she stopped a few months before we got together. I asked how many guys she's been with, but she doesn't know. She told me she did it for about 4 months and worked 3 to 4 times a week. He started doing PEMDAS. Oh, man. And she would see around 5 to 6 clients. Doing rough math in my head, that would work out to be anywhere between 250 to 300 guys or something like that. I also asked if she used protection. She said she usually would, but with certain clients, she wouldn't. We'll just leave it at that. We both got tested early in the relationship since we don't use condoms and everything was fine. She also admitted that a lot of the designer items she owns were gifts from clients. She asked if I'm okay with it, and I said as long as she isn't into it anymore, it's not an issue. But deep down, I'm disappointed and disgusted. I haven't been able to look at her the same.
Glad that wasn't me.
That's not what I'm saying that for.
On the outside, she looks great, bubbly and innocent, but knowing the truth changes how I see her. Is he in the wrong for feeling that way?
Yes.
Whoa! All right, here we go. Why is he in the wrong?
What was the final question? What's the question?
Is he in the wrong?
Is he in the wrong for because he said on the outside she's cute, bubbly, and innocent, but truth down, this has changed how I see her. Is he wrong for feeling that way?
Yep.
And why do you say that?
1, he knew about all this shit going in. 2,
no, he didn't, because it said we've been together for 8 months, and she just told me, so he didn't go in.
Was I not paying attention to that part?
He said
last week she told me she used to work as an escort, so she omitted that for 8 months.
8 months.
All right, hold on. Let me chill real quick.
He didn't go in.
I didn't come in with a preconceived notion, because here's the other thing: 8 months is a long time to be with someone, right? Like, as much as like in the grand scheme, because we talk to people that always have years under their belt. 8 months is a significant amount of time to be to spend with someone.
School year,
and it progresses, right? So let's just imagine, right? Like. Think of anyone that you were involved with, for that expensive. I mean, that amount of time, and they told you this information. I think the work piece doesn't get to me as much as it's you have reminiscences of work still around the house, like these designer bags. That's what I'm saying. Like that's like it's a constant reminder. I can't never get it behind the shoes. I can never get that behind me, because I'm looking at it's going to take years for you to phase out of some of these items. So it's always going to be a constant reminder for me. I feel like you brewing though over there.
I'm trying to figure out how I would, because
it's a dishonesty though. It's a dishonesty.
Yeah, it's the fact that damn, you over here, you waited till you got me feeling some type of way.
That's messed up.
It's very manipulative.
Yeah.
And so it's oh man. So it's on one hand, it's I got to get past it, because that's just where I'm at in my feelings.
Yeah.
But it's
let me know
now.
first.
Now I'm starting to think man, what else are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Like, if he met you at work, it's something different, and you work in there with your service, and it's all right, and he does all that and whatever, and okay, he accepts that's who you are, that's what you do for work. But if you lying to me for 8 months, you got me feeling, like I'm secure in this, or that I have myself a good lady. It's I hate when people lie about themselves. It's stop lying on your pee.
Let me play devil's advocate though. Wait.
I understand her logic of why you would do that, because there's probably not many guys that can see past it.
Okay, if she knows that, then that's deceiving.
No, you're right.
So you deceive people?
No, I'm saying.
Wait a minute, because the same question you posed to him at the top of the episode, right? About hey, look, if she just omits and just doesn't say anything about it, just hey, if I saw your art right now, it's not that it may not be for me, but we're all gonna highlight the good parts. Highlighting the good parts about her, she may be a provider, right? She may that sucks too. What we talking about what she's providing at that time,
goods and
but
services.
she could be a provider, right? At the same token, she could be a good friend, a good communicator, or whatever. What if that one thing she doesn't want you to judge that off of her? Just play devil's advocate.
No. So this
if she broke it down that way.
If I'm him, I would have been like, yo. Because it sounds like she had some sort of come to Jesus moment where she's like, you know what? I can't hold on to this no more. I got to let him know. 8 months in, if I'm already in my feels or whatever, you got to keep that shit to yourself. Please.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I mean, the numbers that he said are pretty staggering.
Well,
so you could be out somewhere and just somebody be like, oh, that's Jessica. You know what I mean? I remember you.
See, you got to tweak it a little bit because you know he didn't take into consideration no repeat customers. So that's going to knock the number down.
Right.
He didn't take into consideration.
You crunching the numbers.
Yeah,
he
Hem does.
doing my own number crunching.
Oh, man. I don't know. How would you feel if your sig other did it to you? Would it be grounds of like, hey, this is it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because you lying. Like, let me accept who you are in the beginning. If that's your profession, let me accept it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, at least acknowledge it and be like, okay, this is what I'm getting myself into. And because we're talking about men, we like to build. And it's like, if I'm building with the peasant and not a queen, then it's like, but regardless, we're still, us as men, we're still building. That's what we do. And then all of a sudden your kingdom is gonna get knocked down because this peasant can't acknowledge and appreciate a real king. You know what I'm saying? As in, like, everything that you're building for you guys together, you know what I'm saying? You already lying. I'm gonna lose everything just because of your deceit, of your deceitful ways. So it's like, but overall, if I accept it, then I accept everything that comes with it. Don't lie to me and then keep that away from me. All of a sudden I'm in my feels. And
you speaking as a 35-year-old man, do you think you always would have thought that?
Well, like I said, whether I'm 18 or 35 or whatever age, don't lie.
No, I feel you.
Don't lie to
me. I give people a lot of grace in like almost all situations. I also understand when two people meet each other or whatever. Yeah. So, early on, you're kind of meeting the representative, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe the first date, she got this little tiny ass fork and she barely touching the food. As soon as she get comfortable, she don't even use silverware.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Shit like that. So there's a level of comfort.
But you gonna lie about that? Like, as soon as you first date, be like, "Yo, what do you?"
But a lie would require a statement from her. That's what I'm saying, right?
The levels I look at between admitting and lying are different than some people. No, admit's a fucking lie about, like, me. Nah.
That's the sequel,
if I straight up said, "Hey, you ever been a hoe?"
You ever
worked for an agency? And she said no. That would have been a direct lie to me.
You ever been a hoe is crazy.
But I've asked women something like that.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like, yo,
how'd you frame it? I need to hear how you got that one off.
Basically that.
Or like have you worked like escorting or anything?
Yeah. Hey, have you ever transacted?
You had suspicions?
No, just
hey, where the fuck did you learn this?
Well, during my time, dating in the dating game.
And you've been in the military too, so that makes it.
So I mean, we also see that a lot. Like, even like, we see some older cats, like, our master sergeants fall in love with the ladies in at the bar.
Yeah,
who that's what they do. That's their profession.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but it's also them accepting it and meeting them at the bar doing what they do. Like. They used to call them juicies, the juicy girls. You know what I'm saying? And because you buy them a juice, you know what I'm saying? They'll sit down with you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
juicy,
the juicy girls.
He said that in the same tone as Big's
juicy.
Song, juicy.
You know very well.
Yeah, they do know who they are.
Yeah. So overall, it's like, especially if what my intentions are. Like, if I see myself having a future with this woman, then it's like, okay, let me at least know the history and let me know what I'm getting myself into. Let me accept it. But if, let's say, I'm just having fun for the meantime, summer fling, whatever, then all that don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not building a kingdom.
I don't know. I think I would based off what you said, it does matter. Like
we talking about 8 months, so it ain't no summer fling.
Yeah, 8 months in, and longevity wise, it would matter to me because I would be. You know what I was also thinking while you was talking about that was that like, yo, OnlyFans and stuff like that would be worse than this.
Yeah. Because
that shit live on the internet forever
and ever.
Like at least here, like she
can't do that.
She can't give you a
I can't
head
make
count or
babies.
nothing.
I can't make babies.
That's right. Like yo, like if once you seen like that, it's tough. Like as a woman, I can only imagine, right? Like if you try to get out of that lane, like what's the old girl's name that does? She was doing the sports show with Gilbert Arenas. She's a porn star.
I don't want to say y'all know.
I can't think of her name, but she's from
here
the Middle East.
Here we go. Let me, because I like sports.
She's from the Middle East.
Because I like sports. So Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, but it's like I can't get past that. I tried listening to her talk. I was like, I've seen a few of your thumbnails. Like, it's not for me. Like, no offense to you. Like, I can't do it. Love that you love hockey. Great.
And that's why someone like that would admit.
That's where I understand it. And 8 months, you probably have me a little bit handcuffed.
8 months.
8 months in, you got me handcuffed. Let's be real. 8 months in, you got me handcuffed.
If I've got
it's Christmas time too. I'm just throwing that out.
I bought you something for your birthday.
Yeah,
birthday's gonna come up. Christmas, Valentine's, something's gonna come up.
Yeah, and I'm gonna think about it. Yeah. Like, even if we did break it, it's gonna bother me at some point.
If I've gotten that far with you 8 months to where I'm really thinking we doing something, and then I get this information that you omitted, because again, I didn't ask you straight up. Hey, have you ever worked for an agency? You just admit it. Then at that point, now that you have the information, it all becomes about you and your own ego and insecurities that you have to get over. Now, if I can't get past it, then maybe we got to end this right now.
Yeah.
But if you're stuck like, you got me and now you want to lay this shit on me, that's kind of fucked up. It's now your choice on how to react and how to go from there. And it might switch it up a little bit. Like, you did this and it was kind of manipulative.
Yeah.
But because I can understand why you did it. So, in the short term, I might be on my heels a little bit or on my toes, kind of like thinking about it. But at the end of the day, once all the information is now presented, it's on you as an individual on how to respond to it.
Yeah. And it's okay how you respond to. If you want to do it, like if you want to, take it on, okay. It's
because
okay.
Let's be honest, with that specific information, it's all about that's attacking your male ego. So she did this, because that's why when I didn't hear the beginning part, why I was getting all like, why the fuck are you asking her how many bodies she got?
Right.
That's not my business.
Right.
But apparently it was.
It's work.
Right.
I don't ask my wife about work all the time. She don't ask me about work all the time. It's just her job, But he's right. It's an ego thing. It's really it really derives from that, right? Because it's like how people would perceive me.
But at the same time, okay, forget the ego thing. How does she treat you? Is she disrespectful? Okay, look. If she also has this thing of like, let's say, lack of self-respect of like, yo, I'm just gonna lay down with everybody, and then also let's say those men have treated her like garbage. It's like, okay, so does she also have daddy issues? Does she also have does she also hate men? And it's like, okay, so now that she's been through all that, because she's lack of self-respect, does she also disrespect you? Does she treat you right? Does she respect you in your position?
It sounds like 8 months in, everything was great.
Yeah, until then, and he just said he don't see it.
And it sounds like she respected herself enough to get paid for it. She wasn't independent. She was with an agency. She had representation.
Oh yeah, so you got all kind of strengths.
So all right, ego aside. Like what I'm saying is, if it's okay, however you react. If you want to take it on, all right, go ahead, be with your lady. But if you don't want to do it, it's okay. Break up with her.
No, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? It just depends on you.
It is okay. I'm just saying at that point, it's up to you.
Do what you do
on how to react.
Yeah. I've known plenty of dudes who taking their wives out of the club. And
that's a tough, but see, that's never easy, right? Because one thing that I've learned, and I watch this all the time, even on like television and stuff like that, is that you may take somebody out of like that life, right? This like they said in the movie, you take Sheiky out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out the Sheiky. The hard part is that sometimes people skate back to like the things that they know or the things that they were doing previously before. It's hard, and like I've seen that, and then because I've heard the stories of guys in the military going off and dating these girls, and then they fuck their whole entire life up.
Yes.
5 years down the line.
Yes.
You know what I mean? A few years down the line or whatever.
Because those 8 months are gone. The honeymoon stage are gone.
There's other shit that's involved with that line of work too, like drug use and stuff like that. You don't know what their background is. Like, they going and meeting them in these clubs. Like, for a lot of those girls to gain confidence, they use. Because to be around 50 men naked, bro, I feel like you got to be high to do that.
Or something.
Something. You got to get a drink to take the edge off or something, because that's you in the most rawest form.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
So,
Hit my hand claps.
Do you.
Live your best life. Let's get
That's not me, but you do you. You know what I'm saying?
Jonah played me. He's like, these aren't really fun. They are.
No, hold on. Let's talk about Jonah. I gotta say something.
Uh-oh.
I want
Fun
all the
facts,
smoke.
and then we'll get the jokes.
I want all the smoke with Jonah.
Uh-oh.
He came out here being disrespectful. He said he didn't like Ice Cube's Everything Is Corrupt.
Oh, look at his smile. You smile like a bad chick. Oh, you felt good.
No, shout out to Jonah. Shout out to Jonah.
Hey, he told you that look. You come back anytime.
Shout out to Jonah.
To be fair, I didn't really like it that much.
That's cool. But what I'm saying is, overall, he doesn't like Ice Cube. Like,
oh yeah, no,
shout out to Jonah. I'm just talking.
I best with Cube. I never got to that boy because his hate was so strong. I love Cube though. He's great, but I won't listen to his most recent stuff. But old stuff, movies definitely, yeah.
Well, you know what? One of my favorite Ice Cube albums is Raw Footage. I think that came out like 05, maybe
08.
08. So what I'm saying is, it's still one of the recent ones. It's not one of like America's Most Wanted. It was at 92, 90 whatever. But the 08 one, Raw Footage, that's my favorite Ice Cube. And is that like a recent? You know what I'm saying?
That's recent enough where I'm like, that's an interesting answer for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, mind you, I love all of them, but the way I categorize it is like, or if I have to choose number one, Raw Footage is my favorite one. And that's the one where Gangsta Rap made me do it and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right.
But anyway.
The average American child is given $3.70 per tooth that falls out.
Okay.
So you got
shit.
You lagging?
A little low on my house.
Yeah, it is a little low.
What'd you give up?
$1.
Damn.
To be fair, they
you
gonna
didn't adjust for inflation
because they gonna lose it. They just leave it around the house and it gets.
That's why you hold on to it for them. But I mean, that's cool.
My baby gets $5.
For real?
Or $2.
Man, look at that. I ain't bad at it. I think we gave up $1 the last.
He also got all them LLCs established. Tooth Fairy is a tax write-off at Planet Sun Productions.
That's hilarious.
How much you get as a kid?
I think like maybe 2.
Oh, okay. Just a little bit of respect here. All right. I only got $1 or sometimes nothing.
I got change.
My mom would just tell me, like, look, you know it's me.
I think I got.
She's bad with that. She's like, it's me. I'll get you something.
Shout out to mama. So
yeah.
She's
bad at it.
For taking care of us.
Yeah, Christmas time ain't no Santa, is me. Which I fuck with that. Like, let me, like, I know that you worked hard to get all the shit that we have here. Like, don't tell me some white man in the sled is the one that brought me some
old
shit.
Old fat white man coming into the house.
Yeah, I'm good off that. The world's first motel is in San Luis Obispo, which was built in 1925. Wow. When opened, it cost $1.25 for a two-room bungalow with a kitchen and a private adjoining garage.
That's cool.
$1.25 is crazy, and that lets me know how long ago it was open. It had to have been in the 1800s.
Yeah,
it just said 1925.
Did it? No. Damn, way off. $1.25 is crazy though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cause you can get gas for 39 cents back then. You telling me for an extra 90 cents I get a room for the day? That's great.
Yeah, that's a lot of clients.
Go back to the first story, right? Go back
Prohibition too.
Oh, you prohibition.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. Oh, this one got me right here. Vanilla flavoring is sometimes made from something called caseum, a scented oil which is naturally secreted by beaver butts.
Damn,
that's a lie.
I don't know. I be double fact checking some of these things.
That's for real?
Yes.
Beaver butt?
Beaver butt, man.
Beaver butt.
The word beaver butt. Maybe instead of saying ass, or what's a nice word saying butt, or a professional way of saying butt? Butt.
No. I understand what you're saying.
The word was saying the weird.
No. But like the actual ass. Like,
it says secretion, so it might be like a sweating or something like that.
Like it's why the butt? Like why can't you be like
that's probably where it's more prominent at
the
just
back or something like the hand.
I
Like,
think it because it rolled smoother off the tongue because it's beaver butt.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Wait. Say that again.
Okay, vanilla flavoring, sometimes made from something called castoreum, castoreum, a scented oil which is naturally secreted by beavers' butts.
What?
Damn.
So there's
Why it gotta be vanilla though?
But I think we're thinking of
hey baby, come get some of this beaver butt. You know,
that's hilarious.
Vanilla has a texture to it, like a taste texture to it that is like its own. I don't know how to explain it. We've all experienced it, hopefully, right?
but there's that many beavers in the world where if you want something vanilla, there's a whole bunch of vanilla flavored stuff. So you got to kill a lot. They
said sometimes, not every single time though. So like vanilla flavoring,
you got to kill a lot of beavers to give me some vanilla flavor. I don't think
you got to kill them to get it.
You eat chicken wings?
No chicken wings. That's beaver?
No, I'm just saying.
It might be.
I know what I'm saying is the application.
He said, "Is that beaver?"
The logic you trying to apply.
No, there's more chickens than beaver. Don't you mind you? Chickens lay an egg every day.
We don't have beavers here. We don't have a lot of chickens here in California.
When was the last time you seen a beaver?
But that's different.
We don't live in the land of the beavers.
When's the last time you saw a chicken?
I see them all the time. My neighbor has a lot of chickens. My neighbors.
You still live in the same pocket you was at before?
No. I live right here between the road.
Okay,
the road and the boulevard. The road and the boulevard.
Okay, I was about to say, don't do yourself like that.
No, they got a lot of people got little ranches, so they got horses, roosters.
It's also a Latino thing.
I understand. You've seen
but they're married. Some people are.
Because my aunt.
What about a Californian thing?
Nah,
we're almonds.
I don't see just like black people owning horses. Only a few places I could think of here that does Compton.
Okay, because Compton it's a ranch.
But you don't see that. But yeah, it's a black ranch thing out there.
Ramona, Julian. That's still San Diego County, but they're San Diegans and they have ranches just like Compton. Compton's LA County, but it's like,
bro, having a horse in the backyard is kind of crazy though. You gotta admit, if
my sister got horses
right now.
She lives in Ramona.
Oh, that's different. She got a real backyard.
Yeah, okay.
I'm talking Compton backyards look like this one behind you, and you got a horse back.
Really?
Yeah, they ride on the street.
Yeah. No, I understand they got horses out there because you know the whole. That's what the city.
They're not ranches though. They they live off a skyline with a horse in the back.
Oh dang. Oh, okay. How about this? Right now, where I live, between the road and the boulevard, right here. That's what I'm saying. We got chickens, roosters. All that stuff, and then
is it directly that way?
It's directly that way, but also
that makes sense then.
But also right here, Bonita, right? You see all those ranches, and you see horses. Like I just from my neighborhood to Bonita, it's like 5 minutes,
right?
And they got horses. There's a whole bunch of horses, right?
But it looks like a place that would hold horses.
Okay, because Bonita is kind of like a city like that.
But imagine being in Eastlake and somebody's got a thoroughbred back there.
Okay,
that would make you feel like, oh shit.
But you know what? Yeah, okay. Because let's say this. I'm also a baseball coach in Bonita.
Yes.
And yeah, like every single time we play baseball, we see horses. Like people riding their horses.
It's normal to it.
It's normal.
But I just say like it fits the eye texture of it.
Okay, so yeah,
I don't think they're killing beavers though.
I see chickens every day. What I'm saying is they lay eggs every day. I see chickens every day, but I haven't seen a beaver in like last time I've been to SeaWorld.
Yeah, but that's just because of where you live at.
Yeah, I think it's a regional thing.
There's going to be a whole bunch of places.
I got to look at where they're at on the map. I can't
see
there and tell
you. All right, fair enough.
A whole bunch of places.
They're probably definitely in Minnesota, everywhere.
Fair enough. Because let's say this, like, there's like, whole cities who breed snails. And that's what they do. They have snail farms. And then
that's a fun fact.
You know what I'm saying? And then like, you go to France and there's like a whole city. All they do, because mind you, they eat their snails, but then all like they raise them, they breed them. All that stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe there's a city out there that raises beavers for their butts, so we could get vanilla.
Maybe
vanilla's fucking expensive.
But just to make it the whole process.
Okay,
this one got me. Okay. Cruise ships have morgues that can store up to 10 bodies at once.
Wait, say that one more time.
Cruise ships have morgues that store up to 10 bodies at once.
Yeah, I heard about
that. The average amount of people that die on cruise ships per year is 200. Mm-hmm. That's a very relatively small number in comparison to how many people go sailing and stuff. But that's something that I don't even think about, right? Yeah. But you might have people that have accidents and stuff like that, older people that are going on cruise ships trying to get their last hoorah in. Hey, man, I'm a sidetrack. That too. There we go. COVID is another one. That shit, this ain't over with. It's coming back. They not telling us about something. I was telling them in the group chat, they being the government or the world or something. We not on the same page. But I've been seeing a lot of people like getting like let go from tech jobs. Disney's shut down or whatever. Interest rates is high. COVID is high. Or the numbers are coming back. Something weird's going on right now, and I think 2024 is going to be. I wasn't on the last day's kick with you.
Because it's an election year too.
It's about to get real nasty right now out here, though. Like we just lost a kid at my wife's daycare because her dad just got let go, and I was like, damn. It's like the fourth one I've heard this month, man. Mm-hmm. Like, that's crazy. So, yeah, anyway.
So you're saying, like, the economy's going to go down, so you're saying?
I don't know what's going to happen. Shit, we in hurricanes right now. San Diego, you know what I mean? Or tropical storms. Like, everything is, like, just weird right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, but, yeah. The cruise ship thing that got... Oh! Hopefully they don't kill me for this. The one thing that is crazy to me in life, because I was thinking about this cruise ships, and I said older people go on cruise ships, last hurrahs and stuff like that. Not saying that I'm talking about someone on the last hurrah.
That's what I attributed to. The biggest stat for having the spot on the ship for the more.
It's because of the older folks?
It's because the median age of
the people
traveling is probably,
pretty high up there.
Makes sense.
My grandmother and my mom and dad, they all went to Virginia and all those places, D.C. over the last week, right? And my grandmother is like in some stage of dementia right now. Okay. I've seen it, right? Plenty of times, right? But I think what gets you is when it's personalized, right?
Yeah.
So we get in the car. She recognizes who I am off rip. She's like, oh, yeah, Carlos, he's taking us home. My mom starts saying something to get her going, right? Mm-hmm. And something about like dementia and Alzheimer's and all those things. I guess it gets worse in the evening time. Mm-hmm. Like people get disoriented from being at night. So I'm talking about from the airport till we get to about the 94 where the cemetery is, right? Everything was good. Mm-hmm. And then she says to me out of nowhere, she's like, you only got to deal with this for one more day. I said, what the hell is she talking about right now? One more day, right? So then she's like, we leave tomorrow. I said, the hell she think we going, right? She's like, we got to go back to San Diego. I said, we in San Diego. I was like, you just rode a plane for 5 hours. You just got off.
At least that's what she meant.
What you mean?
You only got to deal with this for one more day.
I was like,
what you plan on
That's what
doing?
I said. And then my mom was like, what are you talking about? We here right now. We just got off the plane. She was like, what are you talking about? She's like, Carlos is driving. She's like, she looks at me. She's like, what'd you say your name was again, sir? I said, damn. I was like, you know what? And so when I thought about this, like my grandmother, she went to like Jerusalem and all those places maybe about 15, 20 years ago. And that was supposed to be her last quote unquote like big trip. But since then, she's gone on multiple trips because it's like at some point you can't just be sitting around waiting to go. You know what I mean? Like life is about entertaining yourself and also like growing things. You gotta be a so like that's why that stat doesn't take me off too crazy because like my grandmother, I mean like I said, she's up there in age, she's not sick or anything, knock on wood and stuff, but like she's still out there trucking and moving. But there's a lot of people in that pocket. Mm-hmm. Like the other thing I never thought about is what if you outlived your retirement?
That's a very common fear. Maybe not necessarily in our age bracket, but our parents' age bracket. That's something they definitely think about. And I
don't even have a plan for that. Like I have a plan for retirement, but I don't have a plan for like, what if I outlive that?
But I'm pretty sure you got your plan is good to go. Like let's say this, okay, you're 33, right? This is what I'm assuming. I'm assuming you own your own home. And in 30 years from now, when you want to retire, right, at 63, 65, your home is going to be paid off. So you don't have to worry about all that.
I got to pay taxes on that
shit. Okay, yeah, but it's not going to be
that'll be crazy. Yeah.
And then obviously you're going to be comfortable with your 401k or your IRA that's collecting compound interest right now, right? So let's just say you got $1 million flat. Just being nice, right? $1 million flat at 65, and that's realistic. That's realistic.
Realistic today in 30 years?
Well, we're talking compound interest.
Even right now, they're talking about it's like $3 million.
Okay, I just said $1 million to be nice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it could be $3 million. You know what I'm saying? So it could be $3 million. But what I'm saying is you're gonna have a nice paid off house, right? and you could retire with your $1 million or $3 million, depending on what you're doing right now, and then 30 years from now, what you do in between. And all I'm saying is, I think you could sit comfortably at 85 and be like, or because I'm pretty sure you could be still doing something. You're not gonna be like, all right, 65, I'm gonna be in the house doing nothing.
I think what some people forget though, right? I get what you're saying, but like, I spend way more money when I'm off of work because at work I'm spending 8 hours dedicated to that. I have to find something to do in retirement. So that you're right. Like, my goal is to have some type of income source that is relevant with the times, so that I can keep up with the times, or continue to have my house paid off and pay less than what everyone else pays, because I earned that right. It's finding that balance. But my grandmother outlived hers, and what she had to do was she had to sell her house and then like downgrade to her lower house to get the cash. Okay. Right. And so and I never thought about that. It's like financial aid, where like I was like, yo, this shit is designed to run out. Like, y'all give me just enough to where I can like get food, get books, and pay my rent for this school year. I got to get a job during the summer. But hit my hand claps. We'll go ahead, 2 more, and then we get out of here. I gotta know what the score is of the game.
They're losing. Steelers are gonna lose too.
Shows to watch. That might be true too. Shows to watch.
Go Dog Pound.
What show you got, Lex?
You go first.
I got King of Collectibles on Netflix.
Never seen
it. Now, you might like it though. Now that I think about it,
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
No, I was just thinking it may be, because I'll get into the synopsis, but it's about this guy. I think his name is Jeff Golden. Okay. He's a sports memorabilia or not a collector. He's an auctioneer. So he is the middleman. Like, let's say
this is a show with actors.
Is that?
Or is it like reality?
Like Peyton Manning, it's real. Peyton Manning is like executive producer on it, and he invests into the company too, I believe. So basically, let's say like you lived in, let's say, Saudi Arabia or something like that, and I'm the middleman, and I own the largest auctioneer site in the United States. Yeah. He's a buyer. I connect you because I go out and find buyers. So he's hanging out with
that's awesome.
Like Logan Paul and all these guys. I'm not a big Logan Paul fan, but I didn't know he had a $5 million Pokemon card around his neck.
That's awesome.
Right? So like he'll go out and find it. So he found this one guy that has, in my opinion, probably the greatest sports collection stuff in the world. And I guess his name is on buildings and stuff. He's a billionaire. But he has like game-worn Olympic Kobe shoes. Wow. Game-worn Michael Jordan's first jersey in the NBA. Wow. Right? They have like Lionel Messi's jersey. You know, when they, I think there was like a big soccer match in 2017 or something like that. Yeah. So they auction these items off. So they had this kid. What I thought was dope about it was this kid, he had bought a Topps pack and pulled a rare Steph Curry holographic rookie card. Okay. Right, he paid $50 for it. He ends up getting $175,000 from it. So it's almost like people are out there. So I used to get on my dad because he likes collecting shit. He has a lot of stuff that I won't say on the mic here, and I'd be like, "Yo, like he's crazy. Ain't nobody buying that shit anymore." There's still a market for it. And so like that had me like encapsulated. And then they had like a LeBron triple logo, man. So basically they took all of LeBron's logos from every jersey he's worn, and they put them on a card. And the card sold for $2.4 million.
Wow. That's amazing. So that's what the show's about.
It's about so they tell the stories. It's about the sports memorabilia. They show the live auctions and stuff like that.
That's amazing.
So the different items it's not even just sports though.
Yeah, it's
like so like they had Michael Jackson's Beat It hat.
Okay.
They had the lyrics that he wrote to the original Beat It, like on paper where he was trying to just catch the cadence.
Yeah.
Like all those type of things. It's pretty dope, man. I liked it.
Okay. So, what's it called again?
It's called King of Collectibles.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
That's tight.
Anything you've been watching on TV?
Shout out to my baby. We've been into my baby and I. We've been watching Ahsoka.
Oh yeah,
on
Disney.
Wars show.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars, and it's just something that it's a female Jedi. So my baby, it's just something that we like to watch, and we just like watching Ahsoka.
It's a great storyline. I think, is it Rosario Dawson?
Yeah.
She does. She be killing
Ever
it, bro.
since kids,
and she fired too. In my opinion, like she are Rosie Perez, like this generation.
Yeah, all right. Okay,
that's our Rosie Perez, man. But she's a great actor, and I like it. I like it better than I like Andor. I like it better than it's not better than Mando, right?
But Mando's amazing.
Yeah, and then what was the other one that they had?
Obi-Wan.
Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, Boba Fett.
I like Boba Fett too, though. So Ahsoka would probably be third in line for me.
Okay, yeah, because
like
Mando.
Yeah,
it's mandatory to love Mando first. Yeah.
The actor? He's killing it. He's everywhere, bro.
That's right.
So, what you got, Lex?
I watched a documentary called Katrina Babies.
Ooh, wow.
What's that about?
HBO.
It's about the 05?
Yeah.
So about kids born in that time,
so
or kids that experienced this?
I brought this one up because obviously I watched it like 3-4 months ago.
That's
But
cool.
out of spirit from my man here with his art, the kid that did it is kind of in the same, where he's from New Orleans.
Wow.
He's our age bracket.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
he's talking about like, okay, yeah, Hurricane Katrina was a thing. It got worldwide coverage.
Yes.
And no one's ever followed up with
People
the
who
children,
went through it. Yeah.
the children who went through it, right?
That's right.
So he talks about
Wow.
like right before the hurricane hit, where he was at, and then he just kind of follows the journey of what that did
Yeah.
to his family and to the kids around it.
Wow.
And then he catches up with people from the town, whether they left or not,
Wow.
and kind of goes through. So yeah, he's making this movie.
What network is this?
HBO.
HBO. Oh, I gotta
So
watch
he's
that.
making this movie over a period of time. Since so it's not like he just went like, all right, I got 2 months, let me just interview all these people. He makes it over like a long period of time.
That's cool.
And then
man.
at the end,
That's cool.
he reunites with his family. The last time everybody in this shot was right before the hurricane hit, because they all got locked down together.
Yeah.
And then they all get back together at the end for the first time since then. And so it's a cool little story.
That
It's
sounds
a good
dope.
angle, because
Yeah.
obviously that topic can be like, I don't want to say oversaturated, but like we talk about the same angle, and he's trying to come at it from a different angle, and
Wow.
it's personalized to him. So it's a cool little watch. If you
That's amazing, yo.
yeah, it's like
That's amazing.
That sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, that sounds.
I gotta watch
Wow.
that. I gotta be awake for that too. It can't be something
Yeah, I
I throw on
gotta
the background
sit there and
TV. Like,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
there ain't no way I could just throw that on and be.
That sounds amazing. Thank you for telling me about that. I'm about to watch that.
All right, hit my hand class. Last one, and we out of here, man. I mean, we moving and grooving. Every time I look up, man, I'm like,
Shout out to
yo.
Ice Cube.
I already got the outro linked up for you.
Yeah, all right, there. I gotta give him the headphones. You got it.
Right?
Oh man. Random shit to fill in time. You were talking about something that was along this lines. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'll link it eventually.
When was it?
Like literally about maybe 25 minutes ago. But you were saying it was something about like Americans and how we view things, and like you were going to places and they were saying no Americans, right? And so
Shout out to America.
we had got down. Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, shout out
Absolutely.
Americans.
Oh,
there you
here we
go.
go. Here we
Yeah,
go.
and he loves it here. Don't let him play you. Do you feel like as Americans we should have the same common goals and ideas?
You mean as in,
Have things, not everything
you
in
mean like capitalism?
but
or
as
we
far
talking
as
about?
like morals and stuff like that, and maybe thoughts on economy and capitalism. Should we have the same common goals?
How about this? We should all say the pleasure. Yeah, we all should say the Pledge of Allegiance, and you know what I'm saying, and feel American, because this is our country. You know what I'm saying, like we're all American. You know what I'm saying. So it's like just we should love our country, but the beauty about our country is our freedom to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the Constitution. That's exactly what it says. So it's like, I love that we're all different. Like you could think differently. Like you could have your own religion. You could you know, support your own teams. You could do whatever the hell you want. You know, even bring your culture over. Like if you're Italian American and you want to bring all that Italy stuff with you, that's amazing.
That
You know what I'm
Italy
saying?
stuff.
You know, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I bring the Mexican stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever you want to, like, that's what makes America so beautiful, is that we're all different.
Right.
You know, look at the Olympics. Look at the World Cup. Like all the team members are all different colors. You know what I'm saying? You see the Japanese team. You know, they got Japanese people. You see the German team. It's all German people. You know what I'm saying? And they're not a salad bowl like us. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this: we should be together, stand together, united as Americans. Say the Pledge of Allegiance. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the national anthem, because that's what represents us as people from coast to coast, from Maine to San Diego. that's what brings us together. But we should all still be free and appreciate who we are as just free people who could be different, who's allowed to be different. You could choose whatever the hell you want to be in the United States. You can do anything you want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay because that's the point of America. We are free.
What do you think?
I think that was a very optimistic, I can't think of the word I really want to use, but that's kind of fantasy, man.
That's what it's been for 20 years.
20?
200?
No. Oh, yeah, you're right. No, I'm saying, like, yeah, it should be that. Most of what you're saying I agree with. It should be all that, but
what don't you agree with?
I don't think you have to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't think you have to do I don't think you have to support a song that was written by a racist.
Well, what I'm saying is something that brings us together. Because something needs to bring us together because we all think differently, but something needs to bring us all together.
And that's why art is important, because art brings people together.
So when they say no Americans, it's like we're grouped up as Americans. It's like
exactly. Other countries see us all as one people, but here we're like, nah.
Of course,
Crips, Bloods, Democrats, Republicans, all that other shit.
Okay, and, but we're allowed to do that.
No, we are allowed to do that, and we should be allowed to do that. I think we should be able to free speech, like everything, the Constitution, all that other stuff. But I also think we should be open-minded enough to know that, hey, you know what? Some shit they wrote down 200 some shit years ago might not be working today. We should be open to maneuvering. A whole bunch of stuff has been
taken out from the Constitution.
But what I'm saying is like,
or omitted.
But should we have common goals is what I'm saying, right? Like, do you think the Constitution, the Pledge of Allegiance and everything, those are our morals, right? Should we have common goals and morals? Yeah, those are the things that we...
What goals are you talking about? Are you referring to?
It could be. It's such an open-ended question that it could be almost anything. Like
should we all agree to go to war against Russia with Ukraine?
You know what? I give you an easier thing, like taxes, right? Should we have like should we have like common goals and stuff like that? Like whatever we're striving for in life as Americans, like these are our core values. Should we or these are the things that we want to reach and stuff like that? Should we have those things in common?
I think we do, or we allegedly do with the Bill of Rights and all that other stuff, right? But it's not executed the way it's supposed to be on paper. Because we got one side saying, hey, you know, this is how it should be, but then their actions are saying some other things different. And there's just too much hypocrisy everywhere. Hey, we should be doing this. It's like, well, if I should be free, then why are you trying to tell me what to do with my body? If I should be free, why are you telling me what to say? Or what to protest and what to do here, what to do that?
That's the point of why the Constitution was written, because 200 years later, this thing still stands. Yes, obviously stuff was taken out, but at the same time, the core of it, it's like we all know we're different, but that's why we at least need to. These are the rules. These are the guidelines to be free. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
no, I understand that, but I'm saying there's no execution there. So it has to be some very vague blanket statement for me. What should our common goal be? Because everybody's all so different and has so many different perspectives of how life should be lived. It has to be something as simple as, hey, you know what? We gotta leave this place a little bit better than the generation before us, and hopefully make the next generation a little bit better than we were. And if we do that, then America will continue to be around and to get better and progress.
I think that's where we're at.
I think we should all have differences, right? But we also have to be cognizant that those differences means that we're going nowhere fast.
Okay, yeah, and that's okay.
You have to be able to accept that. It's like, yo, with everybody wanting something different.
You know where I'm at.
But I still think America's the best country in the world, and we're amazing. I love being an American.
I love being an American. But you know what? But it's also because I have such a dark outlook on the world in general. That it's like I'm here. The devil I know.
I mean, on paper, yes, right? What we offer and stuff like that is opportunity, right? There's a lot of places that don't allow people opportunity. I'm sure you've been some places where women have not even come close to being valued the same. And even here, they're like, oh, we still not where we need to be. But it's like, look, you could be in the Middle East right now, like with me controlling how your day goes, right?
There's no reading books. There's no driving cars. There's no putting on makeup. There's no even showing your face.
Right.
And that's
There's places like that exist.
Yeah. What are we arguing about when you?
And you can't go over there reporting live from somewhere because they're gonna go in there and cut an arm off or something worse.
But that's what I'm saying. The world sucks so bad. Like you'd rather be.
It's funny. I feel you. This is how you said it. It's funny as
that's how America's amazing.
The world sucks so bad that
you
America's
would rather
amazing.
be here, where half of the country wants to kick you out. Half the country just gave you the other 2/5 of the human being.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you'd still rather be
here.
But
what did he say? He said, we're going nowhere fast.
We're going nowhere fast.
But what I'm saying is, 200 years ago, right, when they wrote the Constitution, it was something different. Today, it's beautiful because they wrote that Constitution. We have freedoms. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's fights that we had to fight during that, with obviously civil rights movement, whatever. But what I'm saying is, I think it's getting better. But
it's getting better in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of aspects where it's
growing pains. It's growing pains.
A lot of aspects where it's plateaued, and then there's some aspects where there's regression.
Okay.
And it's
we're not staying
that's
put.
Humans anyway, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go through that where we progress, regress, plateau.
But it's like we're not staying stagnant. That's the thing. It's like we're moving up and down.
But we're staying stagnant on a lot of stuff.
Well, okay, what I'm saying is a lot of countries that say stagnant. And it's like, dude, you've been like that for 20 years. You've been like that for decades. You've been like that. Like, at least we're moving something. Like, even though there's some stuff that I don't agree here in America, but that's the beauty of it, that people are allowed to disagree.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm right there with you on that part. It's just maybe because we are not perfect, it's just the way people talk like we're perfect. And it's like, nah. It's like cool that we get the opportunity to do certain things, or let me say a good chunk of us get the opportunity to do things, because it's not the way we speak about America with the opportunity. It's not like that for a lot of people here.
It's the thing. It
could
America,
be a little worse, but it's not like the way we talk about it.
No, at least you have the opportunity. Look, you know how we were talking about earlier, how we know the West Coast 90s, how there's lack of mentorship, lack of guidance, lack of leadership, but also there's also laziness. It's like you can have a good dad and still not listen to him because you lazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Or you can have no dad, but you could be so ambitious that you want to work hard, but at least no matter what you are, if you're lazy or if you're ambitious, you have the ability to be whatever you want in America. That's what I'm saying. It's like you have the choice to be a lazy idiot or a hardworking man.
You have a choice, but a lot of that stuff you're really discounting your environment, and a lot of times that environment is put on you by the systematic things that America did to you.
There is that, but like I said, look, one thing how I see America, right, is that it's just a big old pimp, right? And it's like it's gonna use you, it's gonna degrade you. Right, it's gonna slap you around, but the amazing thing about America is that it allows you to pimp it too. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, fine, the systematic racism, you're right, that exists, all that stuff exists in history, but at the same time, you have the ability to still be successful no matter what skin or background you come from. You know what I'm saying? That's the amazing thing about America.
This sounds like he sounds like he leading the multi-level marketing meeting.
But what he said, I agree with now.
Okay.
With the boom of the internet.
Okay.
Because all the information is available to you now.
You can go get it. I'm just saying.
It's just hard to do.
We're not that far removed from some real it's gotten a little better.
Yeah.
But I'm also big guy. I'm a big guy on efficiency, right? Everything is so inefficient, which is going to happen because America, we got
and
we got too many cooks in the kitchen.
Okay.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we're just doomed to be inefficient from the start just because of how we're set up. So yeah, there's a lot of great things about it. Like I said, I don't see myself going anywhere. And
what do you mean?
Outside of America?
Oh, okay. I thought you mean like succeeding. I was like, don't be so hard on yourself, man.
But that can also just be out of ignorance too. Like
I
could probably thrive somewhere else and don't even know it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a part to knowing Like, I'm sure when you went overseas and you were gone for a long time, you get homesick.
Of course.
I'm just used to where I'm at.
Yeah.
Bro, there's anytime we go somewhere, after 2 days, I'm ready to come back to California.
I get it.
I swear to God, like any other place, like we are the bad bitch, man, of the United States. And people, like, they reference us as Cali, right in the South, you know, or Californians and all that other stuff.
People want to be us.
Yeah. It's us in New York, right? Like, I feel like those are the rising places. Atlanta's on its way, well on its way. Us in New York, though. Last question I want to ask you guys, right? And we're going to end it on this note. Still random shit, though.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you love about yourself that you don't give yourself credit for? Oh, this is by design, baby. Self-love. We doing self-love Sundays.
Go ahead,
Self-love Sundays.
Go ahead, King Lex.
We probably don't want to start there
like
unless he knows that answer. You want to give him some time to think.
I feel like that question don't make sense.
What's one thing that you love about yourself
that you don't give yourself credit for?
Yeah,
so it sounds like what's one thing you love about yourself, but you don't love
that you
about
don't.
yourself?
When I say credit for, meaning like you don't just bring it up like, oh, that is, unless you walk around like, hey, I need to give me credit for this.
Yeah.
But what's one thing that you feel like, or one thing that you love about yourself that other people don't give you credit for?
Yeah.
It could be any one of those things. What I think that I get killed for this, right? But I stand for something every single time. Whether it be my cousin says this saying, and I agree with him. He said, and this is no knock because I just realized how this may come across. But he said, like a dumb soldier, I stand on mine, right? Like I stand on like what I say, right? And like long as I believe in something, right? That's more than someone who's offering an opinion and not telling me like what they believe in or whatever. You just want to criticize me for having an opinion versus the other way around, right? Not saying that about him because like I said what I said earlier in the beginning of the pod, because he has a lot of his own beliefs too, and I respect that. So what I feel like what I love about myself is that I always believe in something, right? And I can also see both sides of things, right? That's what I love about myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay. You gotta do that.
You like my both sides of things?
Huh?
No.
Nah. Well, one thing I love about myself is my willingness and openness to learn every day. And because I know that I don't know everything. I'm humble enough to know I don't know everything, and I'm not the smartest man out there. And I, I love learning something new, no matter what it is, whether if it's, a sport, something in sports, or whether if it's something on myself. Like, I love accepting mentorship, guidance, and leadership from grown, mature men, and because it makes me better. If I could learn something new every day, right? I can only imagine the wisdom I could gain, and then let's say where I'm going to be at 90, how I'm going to share that wisdom to the younger generation, and then help everybody elevate. So one thing I love about myself is that I'm willing to learn something new every day, and no matter where it's from. Like I could learn it from my daughter, I could learn it from my father. No matter where it's coming from, I just want to learn. And that's something I love about myself, that my willingness to learn and grow every day.
Let me ask you something. Were you always like that? Or was there a point where you felt like you had all the answers and something humbled you?
Well, we all go through our teenage years.
Right.
And like, when you're 16, you know it all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's also maturity, as in, as you grow, you understand, first of all, you got to humble yourself, King. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's like, okay, you're missing the guidance, you're missing the leadership, the mentorship, all that stuff. And then how are you going to become better? Saying men only become, it's sort of like iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like you have to be willing to accept your criticism. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to humble yourself and know that you don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that you don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to be willing to accept all that, especially from our older generation, our grandparents, our parents, and also to not be ignorant and say that you can't learn anything from your kids. You know what I'm saying? No matter what age. Because I know my dad still be learning stuff that I be kicking to him. You know what I'm saying? But yet my dad he also teaches me as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with my daughter, she's 6 years old. She's still teaching me stuff. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's like, let's say this. My daughter is 6 years old, right? And before she was born 6 years ago, I was less patient. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's taught me a lot of patience. Right. You know what I'm saying? Growing on that. So it's like and just, you know, a whole bunch of stuff, like just, you know how like in that Will Smith song, like what is it? You know, where my CD goes in the PC, where that CD goes. You know what I'm saying? In just the two of us. So what I'm saying is you know, I didn't know stuff about like, you know, Baby Shark or something like that, or like, you know, certain shows like that. But I'm saying, whether if it's patience or whether if it's just you know, Baby Shark, no matter what it is we learning something new. So something I love about myself is I'm willing to learn at all aspects. And yes, there was a point in my life where I was just an ignorant little immature kid who lacked guidance, who wasn't willing to learn.
I think that's part of being like becoming a man. Is accepting that you don't have all the answers and you gotta learn how to do it. I seen something that said Gilly said he became a man when he had to clean his son's body.
Rest in peace, man.
You know, that's that's the level of man that I ain't hit yet. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna leave it at that. But go ahead, Lex.
I would say I really like the fact that I'm able to be open and minded enough to accept different perspectives, and that has led me to get along and nurture relationships with any and every culture, creed, shape, size, color, you know, background. And I can walk into, I don't want to say a spot, but like you go to a high school, right? You know, people are clicked up based on, you know, you got the jocks, you got the Harry Potter kids, you got the goths, whatever, and I can dap people up from every circle. And every circle is like, nah, he cool.
Right.
That was
no matter how, you know, polarized it might be from one clique to another. It's like, oh no, I can be accepted anywhere I go.
That's right.
Highly underrated skill to have.
Yeah.
To walk into every room. You know, one thing that I did learn, like when we talk about learning from that type of scenario, long story less long, is that, yo, I can ask anybody for help. It don't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I've been able to go to different circles and walks of life or whatever and have conversations, right? Like I can ask anybody for help. I can ask anybody about their perspective about something that I may be going through. I have multiple groups I can ask these questions to, where I know as one group may not like this question too much, another group may. One of the questions I did have on here, which I just left off, was like, has anyone ever been to a gay bar or anything like that? I have. And I can take a perspective from a gay man or gay woman. You know what I mean? Not a lifestyle choice that I may, you know, partake in, whatever, but do you, fam? You know what I mean? That don't mean we can't converse. We all people, you know, at the end of the day. So, yeah. 3 cheers. Anything to celebrate? Let's get up out of here. Anybody want to highlight anything? Any shout outs you want to give? I want to give a shout out to JD for coming through and hanging with us. I appreciate the gifts, bro. And I love the persistence with you. I feel like you're going to be doing great things, man. And this may morph into something bigger. Or it may stay on the path that it's on, and you may just love the path that it's on because it gets some notoriety. So, you know, congratulations to you, man, on starting the pod and, you know, being here and being a part of this community, bro. It's a big deal, man. So you got to get your flowers while you can still smell them. So you my 3 cheers a day.
Thank you.
That was pretty good, huh? That was from the heart.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anything for you, Lex? Are you good?
I'm chilling.
All right. Anything for you?
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. You know, it was fun.
Tell them where they can find you at too.
Yeah. So my Instagram is Planet SON Films or Planet Sun Films. Right. You can find
619.
me. That's right. All day. You can find me on YouTube on Planet SON Film Productions, and or you could just put Drinks with JD. That's my podcast on YouTube and on everything like Spotify and all that stuff.
On Spotify, iTunes,
all that.
Yeah, Apple, man. Because some people be acting like they don't know how to find your stuff.
Yeah. No, it's on.
Didn't see it on there.
It's on everything, but mostly I like pushing the YouTube because I like to use the visuals. You know, and I can't wait to have you guys on Drinks with JD.
Yeah, man.
You know, we gotta set that up. So I'm setting up all the team. The San Diego podcast team. Yeah. So my next guests are you guys or the team. Yeah. And that's why I want to line up. So I can't
absolutely, man.
Drop.
I'll give you a different perspective. We don't share too much of ourselves with like on here. So I mean, that'll probably be dope. Yeah. Me included. You know,
that's the thing too. Cause it's like this allows me to step out of my norm, and it's like when you hear Drinks with JD, you don't hear JD, you hear the guest.
Right.
So it's like right here, you're hearing me out, but it's like at least let's hear out Grown Folks podcast on Drinks with JD.
Exactly.
So that'd be pretty dope. So, but yeah, shout out to y'all and. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate you.
And the Browns are going to be the Steelers on Monday.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, y'all still watching football?
Y'all still watching football?